How y'all doing? My name is Jamar Fox, born and raised in Stockton, California. 18 years old, 38 years wise, my real age. Man, so much to say, where do I start? Born and raised in Stockton, California. Question was asked, what black man inspired me to be who I am? God, because God is serious though. My grandfather, my uncles, a lot of people I've seen that live and died. Man, the list goes on. But I'm from COA Center of Attention, COAville is what we call it now for COA Mudville Edition. Also COA the Village, because as we've been there for years, a lot of things we have done, we worked with the youth, the adults, the elders. And that's kind of what we inspire to do now, to reignite the village. We recently had a protest out here, and they've been going on all over, and I found myself down there. A lot of times they help the youth and see everything that was going on, but the power behind a lot of us there was inspire the village. It's hard to go to war when your soldiers are sick or on drugs, your men, women, spirits is broken. Sometimes violent, sometimes it gets answers, sometimes asking and collectively, the way some people do and peacefully get answers, but it was good to be there for the village, to meet, and to see a lot of people that met and came together, still in work now, has been powerful. I even had a speech on YouTube, I think had like 300,000 plus views. And that started off with me just coming out there and things was kind of wild. I tried to calm things down, and we kind of didn't want National Guard to come in and a lot of things crazy about the village, getting a chance to meet. Some things I even said was coonish. I had to go back like, whoa, speaking in the heat of the moment. Some of us caught even some stuff out there for being peaceful from a lot of people that if they ever heard some gunshots would even run. A lot of us had to be out there to protect them because they were spilling their heart. And we first went out there, you could feel the tension with some of the officers and people, and we didn't want them little kids to get ran over. We had a lot of young people out there. How do I feel as a black man in Stockton? I feel great. I feel it's our time. Like, the harder you throw a ball down, the higher it bounces. And we've been through hell, not just here and just all over the world. George Floyd, like, that situation compared to everything else is as thin as a film on my teeth. And that tells you how thick the stuff we endured and have been going through. A lot of people think we free, but it's kind of almost a worse situation, because at least back then we know we needed each other because of the stuff we were going through. And just the different oppressions that people don't understand we deal with. How many people I talked to that were black would just go to the store, you scared to answer your phone because you pull it out, you scared to dig in there, and you might think somebody think you're trying to steal, or to go in the store and not buy something, and you make your mind up you don't want nothing, not feeling to walk out. Or when the cops behind you, like, so a man think it's so was he. And a lot of oppression we have dealt with, we don't even believe in ourselves, but in this time where we're believing in ourselves, it's a beautiful thing. So to see the protests and everybody coming together, even the ones that were serious, that cried, that laughed, that danced, the village just uniting, like, I think that's beautiful because we need each other. You could be violent with a small force, or you could even beg and come up with ask. With a lot of the asking you are doing is begs after a while, but once we come together, you're not gonna have to do all that begging. You're not gonna have to worry. When we come together and we have each other, the power is already there. It's in us. We keep looking outside for help. We keep begging. Once we learn to love each other and be who we are, we're not gonna have to worry about nothing else. Grew up Southside Stockton, East 6th Street in the 80s, where crack was, heroin was wild. We used to run with needles at the park, right behind the apartments, even chase each other at times. We've seen women doing things to men in the open. Our houses would get broken. You see broken glasses everywhere. I remember the cops chased somebody all the way into the attic, the top, and where our house was. He ran through and his foot fell through in one of our rooms. Like, we used to see all kind of drama. I used to feel the energy of when they put the crack and the guns in the areas. I used to feel it like when I was young. And it kind of made me who I am. Then I moved to townhomes, and that was another place you could feel the oppression as well as the fun, all the people I met. It was crazy, but that was like in the 90s, the early 90s. So yeah, that's some of the places I grew up, and some of the things I've overcome, thinking I had to be what TV showed me what a black man was, and our surroundings, because in a lot of us with our fathers, we was raised with stuff like just hip hop and movies that they showed. So that was who was guiding us. If it wasn't for my grandfather and uncles, I would have really been lost. But that's what kind of raised us. So just coming out to see him, we don't have to be all that. It's bigger than that, than the Gucci belts and sitting on the block and not owning one house, no assets, you know what I'm saying? Not growing a family, not leaving something behind for your kids. A lot of that was garbage to some people. And some in the hood, that's all we had. That's all we knew. That was the family. I remember in my older age on townhomes, them was family. Like, even out south, like, that's what we had. So just overcoming that ideological way of thinking of what a black man was or women was, because, oh my God, the beauty of a woman, especially a black woman. We're taught like a woman is like a computer, like, and a woman is like a computer that's only like knowing how to play solitary or burn CDs when she's capable of so much things. So we seen the backside and all this and that, but she's just that divine feminine energy. It's crazy. And we were raised up in kind of a toxic masculine energy kind of way of pride. And a lot of men I seen with women, because they be so sharp sometimes, they can't keep up with them in words, so they resort to the toxic masculine. Well, you better back down. Mess the balance up. And a lot of women, I don't need a man because they don't understand that divine masculine energy. And when they come together, you know what I'm saying? So there are some things we had to overcome, how we even see women. Like, I think some of us felt it, but it don't matter how you raise your kid in church, school, everything, the world is gonna raise them. Most of the time, if you don't be careful, they gonna get caught up with the wave. So one thing overcoming is that, like, thinking I need to be like that, finding myself and knowing how garbage that was. Even relationships with a woman is garbage. You get feels and sexual feelings, it's garbage if you ain't got no feel. I'm saying with all this knowing where I've been, what I've been through, seeing bodies, different colors and different shades, it's garbage. It's nothing. It's like chewing a piece of gum, and when that flavor go, you like gum, you go put some more in there. When you have that love, it's like an everlasting gobstopper. It's just like it preserves. So some people did say I got married young, or my wife got married at 24. I had mine after high school. I would have found her there and got married after. We could have bought our house, our boats like we do now, go hang out with married couples, go wild out crazy, single or married, but getting caught up in the wave and even start dancing. I think Usher was talking about a song. He was saying how couldn't let him slow down when he was with his girl, like he messed everything up. But once you get caught in that hype, that fame, those sexual perversions, like it kind of stalled that. But then when I did get married, like, I mean, it's a beautiful, real beautiful thing. It helped me sit down, it helped me change, it helped that balance. Marriage is one thing. A lot of people get mad at the individual because you don't agree, but that's what helped mold and shape you if it's the right person. If they don't challenge you, it's not right. But by them breaking you, crushing together, it like helps mold and shape you, you know what I'm saying? But marriage, I think marriage is a beautiful thing. I see a lot of people living a single life, broke as heck. Why I go across the tracks and they married, even some don't even like each other, but they saving, working with bills, kids, they got assets, stocks and everything else, while we over here living the way we show through music and everything else. And felon, how important family to me, family is, I think, golly, like, that's why I don't understand how a lot of men left their kids. I think a lot of young men are seeing that now. There's no way we could leave our kids to fend for themselves in their world. It's beautiful, but when you're numb, it's hard to feel. But to me, my kids help me grow. They make me see myself. They encourage me. Like, I think family is very important. I think that's what a man is. Like, I mean, not what a man is, but that's part of manhood, taking care of your family. So I'm like mama bear at home. So how important is being a father to me? Some things that just mom do, but I get up at night almost 1-2 times a day to check on my kids. Still now, how they're sleeping, how they're protected. Father to me is very important because like a wise man leaving an inheritance to his children's children, it's not just money, but the wisdom and the things you drop. Like, so when you leave, they cool. I think as a father, that's one thing I think about, living as long as I can, so I can be here as much to keep pouring into my kids. So whenever I do leave, if I leave before them like that, like, they're able to stand. I think a father has a very important role, even on stopping some of the traditional things, traditional curses or whatever things that we go through. I think father is very important, especially in this time. I think it's our time. I think it's our time. What I want my kids to remember me by: love, balance, the way I didn't live outside in, but inside out. I want them to see my smiles, their joy. I want them to see that they ain't gotta go with the wave of everything else, that it's okay to be yourself. No matter how goofy you may look, how stupid you may look to some. What I want people to remember me about, I don't know, probably about the hell I caused to shake up the world, like, and then the beauty in it, to remember how jacked up I've been in the mess, and just even now, I don't look like what I've been through. Still got challenges. I still deal with all kind of stuff, going through traumas from the past, insecurities, and all kind of stuff. But like I heard it said, childhood trauma wasn't our fault, but it's our responsibility to change it. And that's even hard sometimes, because when we are with our structures and elders, it's like, what if we don't know how to change it? So that's why, yeah, hopefully I can get out there and be a change in that too. Why dance, music is a language of the soul, some may say. Whether in spirituality or everything, you have to understand that. Even the streets from the church, it does something. I tell people, if you're sick, if you're down, if you don't know how to dance, get up and put on music in two-step. Let that thing move. Dance, it reaches many people, it's joyful. Like, it saves so many of the kids' lives that if we could talk to them, like, it just saves us. It just, especially when it's done in a positive way. So music, that when Black people have music, it wasn't as garbage, as filthy as it is now. You can see the talent in it, a lot of it. It's a lot of beautiful music now. But you got these people who own the distribution companies, and they put out what they want to in the media, and they put the garbage stuff out there. A beacon as so, and it like tore a lot of us down. But besides that, music is beautiful. The dance, the drum, the strings, it's very uplifting. I mean, you could take that, like, it's even negative songs that you can get feels from and rejoice to. When it's done in a more positive light, more divine light, like, man, dance heals too. What else would I like to say? I mean, wake up. We gotta see ourselves. We gotta know who we are. Ever since young on TV, every princess, prince, we watch it look like someone else. Like, if I would tell us to wake up to hear each other, he who enters a matter for he hears it is folly and shame unto him. Foolishness. Older people, listen to the young people. As your sons and daughters will prophesy, be open. Young people realize that we need the elders. We need them. Attain wise counsel. By wise counsel, you'll be able to wage war. Counsel has its place. So what I would like to say, I mean, last probably is just that we need each other and heal. Understand how low we've been brought. Understand the trauma we deal with. Stop lying to ourselves. Heal. Everybody ain't gonna want to hear it. For all those out there trying to encourage and stuff, everybody may comment under your post and say, stop worrying about them. If they come, they come. As long as we have each other, this wave is moving with or without. This wave of love, of life, of divine, this spirit, that God part that's in us.